Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout and it's using the Neverland March kit. And I have the Tink add-on and I have all the papers that came with the March kit because I bought the add-on papers and the more pattern papers. And I did buy the digital kit for the month and I got them printed out. And I cut them up and I did like Maggie Milo and I put the smaller ones on some tags and I put it on the ring so that they would be all nice and neat. And then the other ones that were too big, I just put a clip around because I found last month everything got so messy and I just couldn't stand it. So this month I wanted to keep it, organized and that everything would be easier to find. So I cut out, it's approximately a 4-inch strip of that Amy Tangerine Yes Please, and that's the arrow. And then the chevron one is a Kezi art paper, and I cut it in very sparingly because I love that paper and only have one of these. So I want to make sure that I get to use it a lot. I want to use it on 3 or 4 layouts. And then I start going through the die cuts that I had purchased. And also what I did was I went through my Yes Please paper collection. I have the paper pad and there was a couple of sheets in there that were die cuts, so I cut them all up and I also put them on a clip and put them all together. So I put them with my March kit, and so I'll be have them readily when I do any kind of page. So the third piece of paper that I cut in a little strip, that came from the paper pad, and it was just a 4x6 card, and I cut it and I put it at the top left and the bottom left. And then these stickers are from the Remarks Amy Tangerine Yes Please, and this is the powder tool that I'm trying to use to take away the stickiness from the sticker, and there's no way I can take that top off, and I end up, as I'm fussing with the top, the bottom opens up so the powder goes everywhere. So I ended up just doing it with my finger and taking the stickiness away. I did manage to take the top off after the recording was off, so now I won't have to deal with that mess, but it worked really well and was just a way to be able to move the sticker without committing it to the page, because it was at the top of the sticker books and usually I cut it out, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't want the whole page to come off. So I used the sticker that came in the kit and I'm going to stamp it on one of those labels, and I use my Memento ink at first and I end up making a mess because it's not StazOn. So for the sentiment, loving this, I'm going to use my StazOn ink. And it doesn't matter that it was a little messy on the bottom because I'm going to layer it with another sticker over top. So I'm not too concerned about the messiness. So this little piece of cardboard there, it just has all the sayings that are on that roller date stamp. So I'm just looking at it because I know I want to use it. And these arrows are from Pink Paisley and it's the first time that I use them, so they're still in the package. So at this point I'm going to take them out and I'm going to put them in a little baggie because that's how I like to store them, because they take less room. And then I cut off the packaging because it's a nice blue chevron, and I kept it so I can use it on another layout. So at this point, I'm still going through my stuff, trying to figure out what else I'm going to use. And this is layout 27 out of 50 for the Facebook challenge. And it is the first layout for the March kit. And it took me 1 hour and 32 minutes. And for whatever reason, this is the second time I record it. It hasn't done this in forever that I didn't tape the whole thing, but it didn't tape the whole thing. So hopefully this time it'll work. I don't know what happened. So I'm going to glue down my pattern papers, and the first one again is the Kezi art, and then it's the Yes Please from the paper pad 4x6, and then the arrows or American Craft Yes Please, and then what I matted my photo with is Sunsetter from Studio Calico. So now I'm going to start gluing everything down, and I'm going to use washi tape from my stash. Okay, it did it again, and this time I caught it right away. I think what was happening is my computer was trying to do a backup and it was kind of messing up. So like I said, I'm going to start gluing everything down, and I'm going to use my glue, quick dry adhesive, and I'm going to start gluing my embellishments down. And I'm also going to use some washi tape from my stash. And at this point, I think I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, so at the top right corner, you have this gray heart, and there's nothing else gray on the page. So I'm going to go, I think before I took out the wood veneer, I was looking for some washi tape, some gray washi tape. But I did take out some wood veneer to put on the page, potty people, and some tweets. And then now I'm looking for inks to color in the arrows. And I finally decide on Close to My Heart blush, and I'm going to color in those arrows. So I'm just going to cut a piece of sponge, and that's from Ranger. You can cut it at whatever size that you need. And I'm going to ink up all my arrows. And I'm going to take out some twine, and I'm going to put some twine everywhere I have a little bird or a little tweet. Excuse me. And I'm going to keep gluing everything down. And this roll of tape is 3M Scotch. Someone was asking me about it on my YouTube channel, and they asked where I got it, and I got it at Custom Crops. And when I got it, it was on sale for $33. I think the normal price is like $46 or $47, but I got it for $33 at Custom Crops. And I mean, it's going to last forever. And the worst thing is I forgot I bought it, and I ordered a second one like 3 weeks later. And so anyway, now I'm going to glue down that twine with, I love the American Craft dot adhesive. And now I'm going to start looking at my title, and the title is going to be Bean Face. And where this is the second time I'm recording this, I don't think I said that this time, but my daughter and her cheerleading team, they started doing this face, and they call it the Bean Face. And every time I try to take a picture of her, she's always doing something silly, or, I have to tell her, okay, this time it needs to be a nice picture. So it usually takes me 3 or 4 times to get her to do a nice picture, because she always does stuff to make us laugh, and she's quite the goof. And so at this point, I'm looking at my pattern paper, and it's really busy. So I'm trying to think what else I could put there. And I went through my stash, and there was no journaling paper that I could put there that would match. The only one that was in the kit was like a blue. So then I started looking through my little paper pads, I guess. There's some from Simple Stories, Recollection, Pebbles. And I decide on that speech bubble, but the pink was off. So what I did was I just ended up cutting out the speech bubble. But then I found that the speech bubble was too much, like it was too cream. So then I decide to use the silly note, and that's where I'm going to put the title. And then on the speech bubble, I'm going to put my journaling. And now I'm going to put down some gray washi tape, because there was only one spot that had gray on the page. So I want to bring it, elsewhere on the page. So I'm going to put it next to the top cluster, next to the title block, and beside the Enjoy the Little Things, and then at the bottom cluster. And these letters are from Amy Tangerine, and they're called Remarks Life, and I really, really like them. There's 448 letters in this, and they come in a pink, a teal, a gray, and an orange. And I really love them. And I put them with this kit for the whole month, because they match the papers perfectly. It's like it was made for this collection, like the collection that they put together. And like I said before, a lot of papers in this collection was from the Yes Please collection. And so it really matches really well. And then these were from a kit, probably my first kit, October, or maybe my second kit. They're little Remarks puffy stickers from American Craft. And they're gray, so I thought they were perfect to bring in a little bit more gray. So I took the camera and 2 little hearts. And then I went through my stash and got some enamel dots, and I put it in 2 different colors, a deep pink and a light pink. And then I went to my roller date stamp that we got in the Tink kit from American Craft, Dear Lizzie, and I'm going to stamp it in 3 spots. I'm going to stamp it at the bottom, and it says, "Aren't you lovely?" And then at the top next to the heart is going to say something sweet. And then beside the "Enjoy the Little Things," it's going to be the date, and I'm going to fill it in with a pen, the date. So this is where I put the last heart right next to the date. So I'm just going to fill in the date. And I was going to do the journaling, but then I noticed that my battery was going to die again. So I figured I would just finish the layout. So I took out my Mind's Eye, The Sweetest Thing, little word stickers, and I took out 3. One says playful, silly, and funny. So I'm going to put it in 3 different spots. And then I take out 3 of my 2 Glimmer Glaze and 1 Mr. Huey Mist. And I'm going to ink the page up. And the page is done. So I did add a few still pictures so that you can see some close-up. So thanks for watching. Bye.